A very good morning, team. Fabio here. Hope you had an amazing day yesterday, and welcome back to a daily market outlook where we discuss every single major dollar pair and, of course, gold. Now, we're going to start off with EURUSD, but before we dive into that, two things. First of all, my apologies for looking like a pack of milk and 10 years younger. I don't know what it is. The mountain air has made me as white as milk suddenly, and I look really, really tired all day long, but it is what it is. And the other one is my total lifetime payouts here from Alpha Capital. So I started with Alpha Capital on the beginning of November, I think. So this is in around 1.5 month time. Yeah, just really showcases all the hard work, all the dedication that I put into this, especially into the YouTube, obviously doing daily market outlooks every single day. It just really showcases, or this just really showcases that what we do every single day actually works, guys. And I get a lot of hate online, obviously, and that's logic because we're growing pretty fast together with all of you. So thanks for all your support. But this is just, yeah, a big proof, and also, yeah, just a reassurance to everybody watching this video that you are going to make it as well, as long as you put in the hours, ask the questions, be active, and yeah, analyze the charts with the mechanical framework that I use myself as well. Now, make sure to join Discord, link in the description down below, and let's just dive in. So first of all, EURUSD here on the daily fractal structure. As you know, daily is still extremely bearish here on EU. We swept liquidity above this high and we are currently bearish. So after breaking this fractal low over here, we understand that this over here is our fractal high and that this over here is our fractal low. We have now made a retracement into where? Well, pretty much exactly into premium, which is the blue line, the 0.5 fib. And remember, the 0.5 fib is not a level, it is a zone. And then you can see that we've pretty much tapped into that zone. So EU might be ready now to push down lower. Based on the daily swing and the daily fractal, they are both bearish. So now let's look at the 4-hour. Now, the 4-hour time frame here has started to grab liquidity above several highs, as we can see over here. Now, preferably, I would have seen a sweep of liquidity above this high and then a tap in towards that fresh area of supply over here, and then the sell-off. So we are moving a little bit early in towards the downside, but obviously with the 4-hour fractal structure being bullish and not bearish, excuse me, this could just be a short-term pullback to then facilitate another move up higher, right? Because this is now the demand zone that is in control, and that broke this fractal high. This now is your fractal low, and this is your fractal high. So this could just happen on EU, and then, for example, we get ready, to start selling off. So this is still my preferable outcome. Push in towards there and grab liquidity above all of these highs, and then the sell-off. But if we do break this low over here on the 4-hour, then I'll also be happy to get into a short position. Looking at the 1-hour time frame, it does already look ready. So I am, I don't want to say getting a little bit of FOMO, but it is already looking good to start selling off after breaking the 1-hour fractal over here, because this is now your supply zone that is in control on the 1-hour. So we already might sell off from here. If you do want to be aggressive, you could take the initial sell from here. Or if you're afraid of missing out on the fun, obviously you could take a sell and then just put your stop loss above here. So you're going to have a bigger stop loss, but then obviously if you're going to swing it all the way down in towards that swing low, you're nearly already going to get that 1 to 3 risk to reward. So I am definitely looking at further downside on EURUSD, but it's just a matter of being patient and waiting for the perfect opportunity myself, because I do see some other pairs that are also interesting. That's why, for example, yesterday I took a dollar yen long, which I'll show in a second. Now looking here at the dollar index, the dollar index is pushing up higher. As you guys can see, we made a beautiful connection with this sub for the buy on the daily. As I've been mentioning, the dollar is still bullish, guys. We are still in bullish momentum. Here we have the push up, here we have the correction, here we have the push up, here we have the correction, and now we're just looking for another push up. Daily fractal structure is bullish, again, in between this low, which is marked out, and this high. So therefore, we are only interested in looking for longs here on the dollar index. We're not shorting the dollar personally. So that's the dollar index real quick, just touched upon, no major changes. Now going into AU, guys, and I'm not gonna lie, I have a bit of a trauma on AU. Obviously I did take dollar yen, but AU was also a trade that I was looking at heavily yesterday. As you guys know, we are bearish. This is your fractal high, this is your fractal low. We made the retracement into premium, so that's above the blue line, and then we started selling off. Now, next we go down in towards the 4-hour time frame, and this is where it gets, interesting, because the 4-hour time frame is looking pretty messy. but it is still respecting the overall fractal structure, because you can see fractal low break, and then we just keep on dumping, and now we've made another fractal low break. So yesterday I did mention that we were looking for shorts from this area of supply, and as you can see, the 4-hour fractal structure held, and we have sold off from it once again. Now personally, I was looking for a 1-hour setup to go with Rutger, this over here as a refined 1-hour area of supply, and then what we wanted to do was place a sell over here and then stop loss above all of these equal highs over here. So that would have been a nice trade now, in which we would be around 1.5% profit, obviously targeting a 1 to 3 risk to reward and a new lower low. Not in it because of the fact that we saw a front run, we saw the push down, we saw the retracement, and then we already saw the push down happen. So we were actually already waiting since yesterday morning for this to happen. But yeah, you can see that we already start pushing down lower. But overall, the 4-hour fractal structure is still being respected. So shorts are still the only thing that makes sense for myself. Not interested in looking for any longs until we break this 4-hour high, guys. Once that 4-hour high is broken, then we're probably going to grab, let's say, liquidity above this high. But for now, shorts are the only thing that interests me. Now we're going into GBP USD next. GBPUSD saw quite the run up. Why is this? Well, because Euro GBP is extremely bearish. I drew this out at the beginning of the week because of the fact that the 4-hour swing is bearish, and this is kind of what I'm looking for on Euro USD, right? We have the overall swing structure that is bearish, and then what you see is that we retrace all the way up into premium, and then what do we get as well? We see a grab of liquidity above this trend line, right? So you see, boom, tap into fresh supply, and then from there you sell off. By the way, looking for shorts on Euro GBP from this area of supply. But the fact that Euro GBP was so bearish is the reason why GU pushed so hard yesterday. Obviously, the other dollar pairs pushed hard as well, but GU just pushed a little bit harder. So what I'm looking for on GU today is the fact that we are still bearish. So if we just zoom out again, we can see that the overall swing is bearish and that we broke the fractal structure here. Therefore, this at this point in time is your high. This is now your low. We've now seen a retracement into where? Into premium again. So into that 0.5 fib, you can see the exact tap and go. It's absolute stunning to see, as always. So now what I'm looking at, okay, yesterday we didn't respect this area of supply. So now what I'm looking at is for us to break this low over here. And then once that low is broken, you have a 4-hour structural shift, and then we'll look for further shorts on GBPUSD. Going into NZDUSD next, NZDUSD has also been pushing down lower. As you can see, though, I wasn't interested in shorts yesterday. Reason being was that this demand zone was in control, and then you see, okay, the market just pushes up higher, and it's far less bearish than, for example, an AU because of that fractal structure being respected. Now the fractal structure has been broken because at this point in time we broke this fractal low. This is the fractal low because it broke this high over here. Excuse me for the other lines. So at this point in time, this now is your fractal high, and this over here is your fractal low. So I might be looking for NZDUSD sells once we retrace in towards this area of supply in the 4-hour time frame. But that's the only sell that I'm really looking at. I find the other pairs much more interesting, to be honest, than NU, just because NU is already so low. It already swept a major low over here. Obviously, it could still just push down lower, but I just need it to become a little bit more clean, as I like to say. But again, you can very clearly see the daily fractal structure is king, guys. Here, fractal high, here, fractal low. We retrace into premium, boom, we sell off. Now, again, going towards the 4-hour time frame, 4 hours now fractal bearish. So again, we'll be looking for a short from here with a lower time frame confirmation. Last of all, gold. Gold did push up a little bit higher yesterday, but as you can see, the drawing from yesterday is still valid. What I am personally looking for at this point in time is for us to swipe the 4-hour low, which is this low over here, and then we'll be looking for a 4-hour change of character to then go long. So that is what I'm looking at. I want one more swipe of the early buyers, and then I'll be interested in getting in on a long after breaking this 4-hour fractal high, and that will be the trade that I'm looking for on gold. And then obviously we'll get in on the lower time frame. Could it already push up higher? Yes, obviously it could, as it has now swept this low over here, and maybe if it already breaks this high, it could already be ready. But personally, I am only interested in looking for those longs once the 4-hour fractal breaks, and then we see a 4-hour bullish fractal structure change again, because we are also situated in daily demand at this point in time. Now, as I promised, dollar yen long that I took yesterday was the trade that I was looking at. Just to give you guys some insights on the trade that I took, as you can see, I'm still looking for longs here on UJ. We saw a beautiful reaction to the 4-hour or the 1-hour, excuse me, refined demand zone. So yesterday I was trading again the 4-hour fractal structure. So what I was looking at over here was the fact that this, this over here was our demand zone in which we were situated. Again, your fractal high got broken over here, and this over here was your fractal high at the time. This over here was your fractal low. Then I went into the 15-minute time frame, and on the 15-minute time frame, I saw that we already retraced all the way into the extreme discount here on the 15-minute, and after that point in time, we saw a 15-minute fractal high break over here, and that is pretty much the point where I got in on that long in towards the highs, because I just waited for this demand zone to be validated by the fractal break in structure, and then from there we took the long somewhere all the way up in towards the highs with a quite stop loss, for at least a 1 to 3 risk to reward again. So beautiful trade overall. Thanks for watching. As always, don't forget to leave a like and a comment, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.